Thursday, and that means story time at Washington Carnegie Public Library. So before we start, let's sing our story time song, okay? If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story and you really want to show it, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, find a seat. If you're ready for a story, find a seat. If you're ready for a story and you really want to show it, if you're ready for a story, find a seat. Our poem today is from Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats by TS Eliot. We've read poems from several different versions of this. In this one, the drawings are by Edward Gorey, and he's got his own idea of how T.S. Eliot's cats look. Today, we're going to read The Addressing of Cats. You've read of several kinds of cat, and my opinion now is that you should need no interpreter to understand their character. You now have learned enough to see that cats are much like you and me, and other people whom we find possessed of various types of mind. For some are sane, and some are mad, and some are good, and some are bad, and some are better, some are worse, but all may be described in verse. You've seen them both at work and games, and learnt about their proper names, their habits and their habitat. But how would you address a cat? So first your memory I'll jog and say, a cat is not a dog. Now dogs pretend they like to fight. They often bark, more seldom bite. But yet a dog is, on the whole, what you would call a simple soul. Of course, I'm not including peaks and such fantastic canine freaks. The usual dog about the town is much inclined to play the clown, and far from showing too much pride, is frequently undignified. He's very easily taken in. Just chuck him underneath the chin, or slap his back, or shake his paw, and he will gambol and guffaw. He's such an easy-going lout, he'll answer any hail or shout. Again, I must remind you that a dog's a dog, a cat's a cat. With cats, some say, one rule is true: don't speak till you are spoken to. Myself, I do not hold with that. I say you should address a cat, but always keep in mind that he resents familiarity. I bow, and taking off my hat, address him in this form: "Oh, cat." But if he is the cat next door, whom I have often met before, he comes to see me in my flat, I greet him with an "Oops, cat." I've heard them call him James Buzz James, but we've not got so far as names. Before a cat will condescend to treat you as a trusted friend, some little token of esteem is needed, like a dish of cream. And you might now and then supply some caviar or a Strasbourg pie, some potted grouse or salmon paste. He's sure to have his personal taste. I know a cat who makes a habit of eating nothing else but rabbit, and when he's finished licks his paws so's not to waste the onion sauce. A cat's entitled to expect these evidences of respect, and so in time you reach your aim and finally call him by his name. So this is this, and that is that, and there's how you address a cat. And that is the end of The Addressing of Cats by T.S. Eliot. Our story today is called Emily's Idea, and it's written by Christine Evans and illustrated by Marta Alvarez Miguel. Emily's Idea. Emily's idea started small. Many beautiful ideas do. She folded, doodled, and snipped. What's she making? Look at that. But also, like many ideas, Emily's small idea grew until her room was alive with pattern and color. On Share Day, Emily's paper dolls inspired Miss Tate and room 6B. So everyone folded, doodled, and snipped. Each doll was different, but the same. Wow! Her small idea had grown bigger than she was, bigger than she ever imagined. It was a connection between Luca and Evelyn, between Annabelle and Nico, between Leah and Henry. And still, Emily's idea grew. Everyone's getting the idea, see? One, chains hung in the bakery, in the hair salon, even in the post office. Emily's idea flew from coast to coast and floated across the ocean. Friends and strangers joined hands across bridges and town squares, beneath subways and bus shelters. Some people didn't understand. They ripped, belittled, destroyed. They didn't care. But Emily's idea kept growing. Dolls adorned houses, shops, and schools. Stations, trees, and yards. Each doll was different, but the same. Emily stuck each story in her scrapbook. Hands holding hands in Japan and Australia, Qatar and Iceland, South Africa and Mexico. Emily felt fluttery, just like a paper doll in the wind. On the last day of school, Emily hugged her bulging scrapbook. Miss Tate had a surprise, a parcel adorned with beautiful stamps. Emily ripped. Paper dolls cascaded into her lap. Each doll was different, but the same, just like us. And that is the end. Now, at the library, we have some templates for making paper dolls, and you can come in and pick up a copy this week. We'll have them sitting in the youth department, so feel free. And that is the end of Emily's Idea by Christine Evans. Thank you for joining me for story time today. I love reading to you, and I can't wait to read to you again next week. Bye-bye.